Welcome back, folks, to Global Village. I'm Buddy Kunanan. Tonight's topic is Philippines-Malaysia business ties. And joining us tonight is Eric Yam. He's the Vice President, founder of the Malaysian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Welcome back, Eric,
thank
for
you.
our second segment. Now, let's talk about, before we talk about Malaysia, let's talk about your organization.
Right.
Who are the founders of
Okay,
MCCI?
Malaysia Chambers core founders, or rather the pioneering, there are a couple of them. And there were reasons why each of us were roped in or selected to form the board. I, for one, has been a marketing consultant for a lot of businesses. So I've been on the ground. I've helped a lot of companies in the marketing aspect of the business and in the distribution of products, retails, and all that. So I'm able to share the expertise with them. The chamber president, Mr. Edward Ling, he has been in the Philippines for over 15 years. He is actually the first person who brought in wheatgrass into the country.
Really?
And that was a Malaysian product, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right. So, and he's very close with among many of the chambers over here. So, naturally, we elected him as the president of our chamber. We've got Mr. Amir Ahmad. He's actually a diplomatic advisor. Previously, he was heading the IMT, the International Monitoring Team in the South, you know. He had a stint with the embassy from Washington to Japan and then to Philippines. So he's roped in as our diplomatic and protocol officer. And we've got Mr. Azam Mahmood. He's actually the financial controller of a big corporation, a Malaysian corporation here. He acts as our treasurer. And the last is Mr. Ali Mata Garangan. Ali Mata is a Filipino, which is a requirement of having a local being a corporate secretary. Who has a business consulting company as well as a security agency too.
Yes.
So the five of us, and with our trade commissioner, Ms. Nyaya Ayub, as a trade advisor, so we formed the core team.
Yeah, it sounds like your management team is pretty solid, huh? Everyone with good
Yeah,
credentials.
we've got very different skill sets.
Yeah, but all with a lot of considerable experience of
Yes.
the Philippines and
Right.
just on the ground, boots
Right.
on the ground knowledge.
Right.
Very good.
That's what we hope to do, and we open the membership, for different levels, whether as for corporate memberships could be companies from Malaysia, they can join us, or companies that have a Malaysian influence in the Philippines, they can join us as a corporate member. For the associate member, it could be any foreign companies, any Filipino companies can join us, because you need a very good and solid membership database to be able to provide a very good mix and match of business activities. For individuals, we got regular members, which are Malaysians, and foreign members, which are Filipinos or any other foreign individuals based here.
Yes.
So we open a membership on a wider scale and not just limit it to the Philippines, because if you're going to do business matching for international companies, you have to open your doors to international companies.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
you know.
I mean, it's all about networking. Aside
Right.
from the advice, I think
Correct.
the
Yeah.
second value added really is the networking.
True.
And a lot of business is achieved through
Correct.
synergies and
Yes,
mix and
yes,
matching. and that
definitely,
kind of thing.
definitely.
Do you
Yeah.
guys work with other chambers? Because
Oh
that's
yes,
another thing that
during
you
our
should do.
launch,
Yeah.
we signed the MOU of understanding, memorandum of understanding on joint cooperation with the Federation of Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce, with Bangsa Moro Federal Council, and also with the Business Network International. So during the launch, a couple of days ago, there were already this a signing of one a very strong chamber, Bangsa Moro, which is a regional chamber,
Yes.
and also a BNI, which is a private organization. So we've already started embarking on getting MOUs, because we have to leverage on each other's network
Yes.
to be
yes,
able
of course,
to pull out the right resources and to make business matching work better.
Of course, all about
Yeah.
partnerships and
Right.
teams, building teams.
Right.
Yeah. Now, the establishment of the MCCI is
Yeah.
really an indicator of how successful Malaysia or any country has been. That's how you know that that country is
Yeah.
successful, when it can now export its business
Yes,
in
yeah.
quantities overseas in
Right.
numbers that require actually build the need
Yes,
to form associations overseas.
right,
So this
right.
is an indication of Malaysia's success as a country, as an economy.
Yeah, I think Malaysia has
As a
been pretty
nation.
successful since the day it achieved its independence. It has geared from agriculture, to industrial and to manufacturing, to industrial, to semiconductor. So we've gone through a cycle. But the good thing with Malaysians are this: we have been able to adapt to the market needs, the global market needs. You know, we are quite fearless. We dare to embark on things, you know. We dare to take the risk of being the pioneer to gain the first mover advantage in whatever we do. Because in a lot of markets, people can't, businesses tend to have a tunnel vision.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we are safe, we are doing this, it's doing well. But you need to look beyond, because the market dynamics today is so fast that things could change in just a couple of days.
But you know, this dynamism you point to, I mean, the Philippines and Malaysia
Yeah.
traditionally
Yeah.
have been very similar in many ways.
Yes, yes,
Our
yes.
economies have been agriculture, primarily agriculture.
Right, right.
But why is it that Malaysia has taken off?
Okay.
And the Philippines, in
I
your
think,
opinion,
yeah, I
has
think
failed to kind of,
to be
you know,
fair is this: Malaysia opens its doors to technology transfers from overseas to Malaysia. Take the aquaculture industry, for example. We have adopted a lot of Taiwanese aquaculture cultivation technology, and therefore we are able to produce very solid and consistent harvest
Yes.
of fish or for your daily consumption. And secondly, to be fair to the Philippines, you've got 7,000 over islands.
Yes, that's a
And,
major
and that
factor.
makes it a bit
Yes.
difficult to be able to provide to disseminate the information, the technology. Yeah.
And even goods, getting goods from
Right.
to the marketplace.
right,
It's,
right.
it's unlike Malaysia, which is one contiguous,
Yes,
pretty much
yes.
a contiguous
Correct.
land area.
You
It's
can,
different on the
you can
Philippines.
get from the north to the south or West Malaysia in just 8 hours, you know, 6 to 8 hours, and you can reach the top to bottom. So here, and of course, traffic is bad there, but I think we know it's much heavier over here.
Because of the population. I mean,
Yes.
Malaysia only has 30-odd million people.
Right, right.
And we are pushing the envelope. We're going. I think we're projected to hit about 110
Yes.
in the not so near future, and that's a
Right.
scary number when you think about
True.
the Philippines is not really a big country.
True,
When
yeah.
you put all the islands together,
Yeah.
and you see what can really be used.
Yes.
It's not. I don't think it's really much bigger or substantially bigger than our neighbors in ASEAN.
Yeah, true, correct. You know,
Yes.
but once you are very sparsely distributed, somehow logistics will be a big challenge.
Let me just throw out some numbers here so
Yeah.
that people can know. It's just impressive because Malaysia is actually the fourth largest economy in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
It's smaller than India and Thailand because you know, I mean, Indonesia or Thailand
Yes,
because
yes.
these are big populations,
Yeah.
but it is actually a hell of a lot more productive.
Right, right.
So your
right.
productivity level is
Oh
is
yeah,
through the
you
roof.
know, we are hard workers. We really work hard. You know, of course that got some of us some time to get used to when we come to the Philippines, because it's definitely more fun in the Philippines. You know, lots of festivities and all that. For us, we place a lot of priorities on the business and the things that we have to do first. You know, before
Yes.
moving on to the level of enjoyment next and all. We do celebrate, of course, you know, but not as frequently as what other people do. And I think at the end of the day, it is the structure, the organizational structure and the foundation of management that is very important. You know, because we believe and we also have a better infrastructure in communication.
Okay. Let's talk about the role of government in creating this atmosphere that has allowed Malaysia to develop.
good.
I
Okay.
mean, that is a major factor, I
Yes.
think.
I agree. Now,
And
one-
you've been blessed with leaders perhaps who had the vision and at the time
Yeah.
who had the vision and the will, political will to bring it together.
Yeah, you
to
see, the
form.
thing
Yeah.
was this: the government, like I said, though all governments, you know, they have their internal issues to look into, but nevertheless, they really placed focus on trade. And what they did then was that they gave a lot of support to Malaysian companies who wanted to expand overseas. One of the reasons why Malaysian companies are all over the world is because of the initial support given by the Malaysian government. Like back then when I was in Malaysia, if you are a company that has a good potential to market itself and its products overseas, what the government will do is that they will support you to a certain amount, you know.
Wow, like a grant.
Yes, a grant. They will
Amazing.
give you a grant for all the expenses that you spent in the Philippines or in any other countries, you know, up to a certain limit, to help you kickstart your business. So,
Yes.
and that makes it a very conducive and enticing for a lot of companies to dare to go out and try. Because, you know, they know that at least they have some backing and support. And these are the little things that I think are very, very important in getting to kickstart the,
sure.
a company to be in,
You know, interesting you should
to
mention
go
that.
global. Yeah.
Interesting you should mention it because former President Ramos, during,
Yeah.
during the time of President
Oh,
Ramos.
yeah, I was
in
very
the-
close with our ex-prime minister. then,
Yes,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I think that he saw he saw that model.
Yeah.
And it was very successful during
Right.
his 6 years. He had Team Philippines.
Ah, yeah.
And he actually provided maybe not so much because Malaysia had these sovereign funds available
Yeah.
to help companies. as you
Yes,
said,
yes.
but he had the same concept. Team
Yeah.
Philippines to push corporate Philippines to,
Yeah.
to venture outside. And
Right,
one of the
right.
very successful ones that has placed
Yeah.
its flag, planted its flag at I don't know
Yeah.
how many, 30, 40 countries already, is ICTSI. There are container terminal services
ICTSI,
started by, run by Enrique
Right.
Razon.
Right, right.
So that is one of the success stories of Philippine
Yes,
multinational
yes.
companies. But
Right.
I think the model really came from the Malaysian model of just total government support,
Yeah.
pushing the private sector with
Yeah.
anything it needs, everything
Yeah.
it needs.
And the focus should not be on those what you call major corporations. A lot of focus have to be given on SMEs because SMEs have got huge potential of growth.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's say case in point is ICTSI. Before
Yes.
it boomed,
Right.
it was just operating one terminal here in
Terminal,
Manila.
yeah, right.
But now it's like in so many countries, in how many
Yeah.
continents,
Yes.
and so absolutely SMEs.
Yes, so the kickstart helps.
And these SMEs are the guys who have maybe the courage. They're not
To
so much
venture.
restrained
Yeah.
by corporate rules. They can make a decision to go. I mean,
Yes.
you can be more of a cowboy, I guess,
Exactly.
with an SME rather
Right.
than with a big corporation
Yes.
where you have a lot
Yeah.
of stakeholders
Yeah.
to consider.
True, I agree. You see, the thing is a lot of people today depend too much on the numbers. Numbers are just data, but you have to be on the ground to know the movements, to know what people want. You know, so it's if it's going to be a number game, there's going to be a lot of potential risk factor when am I going to get my ROI. You know, so these are things that always hold companies back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we always tell one thing. I always tell the Malaysian companies, you come here, get your boss to come here
There you go.
because your boss needs to see before we're able to tell them more about the Philippines. Because what you see when you go back, you know, it may not be well received yet because there will still be a lot of number questions that they'll be throwing at you. Look at the environment because as a seasoned entrepreneur business, when you walk into a region, you know, you
Yes.
can feel the environment, the demands are there. What are people? You're observing, you know, and that is
Absolutely.
something that the books can't give to you.
Absolutely. No, I mean,
Yeah.
like warfare, business is boots on the ground.
Right,
We
right,
got to
right.
get the boots on the
Correct.
ground.
True.
Eric, we got to pause for a
Sure.
break, but when we come back, we're going to talk more about Malaysia's economy because there's
Yeah.
still some things I want to touch, and then we'll talk about a little bit about tourism.
Sure.
And
No
then
problem.
we'll end with talking about your plans and programs. So guys, stick around because more of Philippines, Malaysia business ties when Global Village returns.